Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So I've got my Teabag cover, and I thought we'd do a little bit more work on it. Yeah, so I thought we'd put the signature in it. But before I do that, I think I want to sew around it. I think this would look nice stitched, and then I know that the edges are properly, totally secure. So I'm going to dig out my sewing machine, which is buried over there, and get it sewn. So that's it all sewn round. I think I'm happy with that. Ages since I've sewn anything because I literally couldn't get to my sewing machine. So now I want to do the signatures. So I have taken a piece of A4 tea dyed paper, cut it in half, fold it in half. So I can get two signatures out of a piece of A4, and that I think is a good size. Okay, so I've got a bit of space there, so I could put tabs on, which I quite like the idea of. So I'm going to be doing that. I've got some little tea dyed doilies, and so I think these are a good size. I think I got these from a hotel I was staying in. They kind of served everything with a little doily, so that's a good size. So we'll have a couple of these. This paper is dyed cream paper, so I want some dyed ordinary as well. And I wanted some book pages, and so I wanted book pages that wouldn't be cut down, that were small. So I had a quick look at my smaller books to see what I could pull out. I think that one's probably too small. This one is a nice height, and it's a bit thinner. So I think we might go with those. This one is probably a bit too tall. Yeah, so I could trim a bit off this. Quite like that. And then this one is quite a bit too tall, but again, I've got room to trim, so I think these might be nice. I bought this one to do a nursey journal with, but I think I can spare some pages. So in case you've never thought about how to take pages out of a book, let's do it. So I use a stitch ripper, which is normally just here next to me, and of course it's not. Well, thanks for that. No idea where it is. Right, we'll worry about that in a minute. Look at the colours of that. So these are sewn in. So if they're not sewn in, this bit don't work. So I'm just going to grab a signature, find like the centre bit. Oh, it's got nice maps in it. Let's find a signature that ain't got bits in that I'm going to want to use for my French journal. Going to France. I do hope everything settles down soon. We were planning a trip to Paris. We can avoid Paris if needed. So there, you've got little threads in there. And this is where I generally get my stitch ripper to rip them, because that works better than a knife. But I can't see it. No idea where it is. So I'm just going to use my little knife. There we go. So we'll just go under there. And then that should allow you to take these pages out. Beautiful colour to these pages, so they should all, and then you get to a point where it don't come out anymore. So we've reached the point where it don't want to come out now. So those bits are what's glued in. So you find that in signatures. You can see there we're just on, can you see the outside of the signature? So we've moved all the pages in the middle. It's a bit like if you were doing an altered book, you would pull them out. So let me just have a look. So yeah, won't use that bit, might use these two bits. So I'm going to get some more pages out of these in exactly the same way. So that's my book pages done. I've folded up some tea dyed paper. So we can make a start. I'm gonna put some other things in, but I quite like this for now. Oh, I really like one of these dark pages. They will need to be taken down a bit, and I will put other things in. It won't just be book pages, but that's what we're gathering for now. Let's have that. Quite like that. Yeah. Don't know what word's on there. But that is starting to come together. I'll say we will trim them down a little bit. Yeah, might change that, but that is it for now. So now I'm going to think about sort of more decorative pages that I want to put in here, and whether or not I want to use scrapbook paper that I've got, or digital. I think I want to go scrapbook paper. Just peered behind me, and I've got these that I found whilst, right, that one hasn't got a back to it, so I don't want that. Are these double-sided? I hope so. If they're not, I don't want this either. That's maybe why these were left somewhere. So I might do some tags and things with this. It's quite nice paper, but they're not going to be pages in the journal because I want double-sided. So let me just find some paper. Right, I've got a great load of paper here that I was gifted, and some of it's quite scrummy, like that. Oh, a little bit of blue on the back. That'd be a little bit different. Might go for that. That's quite a big design. Some of these are quite big designs for a small journal. That's quite nice. Oh, might go for that. Right, I think we'll just experiment with these. So let me see how tall this is, because I might be able to cut these slightly taller. Right, it is 6 inches, so actually doing the 5 7/8, that or even 5 3/4, that is a good size. So let's trim it down to 5 3/4, and we'll see how this fits in. It's non-directional, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. So let's do 5 3/4. And we could do flips. Let's do that. So let me get my school board. Don't need a school board. I've got one, so I'm going to use it. So that's scoring half at 6. So that we're folding it over. And we're going there. We'll go about 4 inches. So that would give us a 2-inch side pocket if we wanted one. Cracking a bit, that is, because it's quite thick. So a score on both sides might be better. Less chance of cracking. They go quite nice as pockets, because that's like the faded version of that. Or that way. No, go that way. Not bothered about the cracking there. So that is quite nice. That might be a nice sort of first page. And one in the middle, or maybe I'll put that one in the middle. Quite nice to have something decorative in the middle. I currently got in the middle there, got that, which I said I would possibly change anyway. So yeah, so I might go for one of these is the first page. Maybe that music. I do like the music. So we need to chop it down first, don't we? That definitely, I do like that. There's a thing in there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They definitely need splitting up. So that's 10. So that's 40 pages in there, which is probably enough. I'm going to add paper bag. I'll add this paper bag. Somebody asked me where I got this from. Amazon, of course. Where else do you get your stash? Well, I suppose I could have got it in the shop, but no. I got these from Amazon. Nice little size for a journal like this. Stick it in there. Right, maybe I'll stick another page in somewhere. Now, do I want to put a bit of a map there? Right, we've got it folded there, so we need to chop it down. As that's got a crease and it wants to crease, why don't we try that? And there's not much pretty going on, but that could be what I add. Oh, it's going to get chunky. I love a bit of chunky. Right, let's move all these out of the way and we'll start trimming them down. So that's looking a bit good. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now we're up to 13. So that's 52. And so that's pretty, that's pretty. I like books, that's pretty. That's pretty. I'm going to look for something else with a small pattern that could go in there and be pretty. So I found this paper that's a lot thinner. It's a retired Stampin' Up paper. I cut it 8 inches across and I cut it to 7 3/4 so that I could fold 2 inches that way and form a foldy up pocket. I think that's quite pretty. I like that. So let's go somewhere in the middle between these. Where's that tiny little? It's there. I'm thinking I'm going to take that out and maybe have it in there. There's that there. And I might make that front page longer. Because now with the protrusion, we're more out there. I've got enough paper to do that one again. And that is start of my journal. That is the signature. So now we're just going to decorate. We've got a few pockets going on here. So we have got, let's count one side. 1, counting the pockets. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pockets. I'll probably put one there, that'll be 6. So that'll be 12 pockets all together, which would be 12 tags. That will make it a little bit more chunky monkey. Might do a couple of envelopes to poke over the top. They'd be quite pretty. I am going to make this first page a bit wider. That'll get used for something else. Yeah, I think that disguises that really well. Perfect. Cooking gas, very happy about that. Might trim a couple of bits down just a little bit. So what I might do is use 2 coffee dyed papers there. Thinking I'm just going to take a smidge. One at a time now. One at a time. Gonna take. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, happier with that. That's great. So what I'm thinking is these ones with pockets, I think I'm going to sew these pockets. So all the pages like this that I've got pockets, I think I'm going to sew them, because that I think will give a nice little effect. And we've started sewing, so that's what I want to do. So I'm going to get my sewing machine out. Okay, so I have done the sewing. I've sewn round the pages with the pockets. I just went on the top and the bottom because I didn't want to go down the side, because that will cause the pockets to be less deep. This one, because it was a bottom pocket, I went all the way around there. I have made some envelopes. I'll show you those in a minute. This one I had threaded, I had to change the bobbin at the bottom. I'd threaded it wrong, so it made a mess there. I'm leaving it. I quite like the look. I got it right. I realised my mistake, and so that side's okay, but this side looks all right. It's just, it's a bit wrong, but I quite liked it. I've reinforced my bags. I've done that before, so I thought I could just go ahead and do it. And then we've got more stitching on there. Again, I went slightly wrong. I've just left it. I think those sort of mistakes are okay in a junk journal. I think it adds to it. I have used my envelope punch board, and I used some of that one-sided paper to make some little envelopes. I've just inked there, and thought they would clip round there, and I'll probably add something up there and something in the envelope. So I've done one for there, and then done the same on the other side there, ready. And I got a bigger envelope that I did. I wasn't sure what size I wanted, so get that in there. So I did do another one that is much bigger. I seem to have put it away somewhere. Now I don't know where it is. But I thought, oh, it's on the floor. What are you doing down there? So you can see what I did. But I thought I might put that on the back cover, and I might use policy closure so that it opens up. And what I might do is have that like a belly band and put something in there that it holds in place. But that's for later. What I'm thinking of now is I might do a bit of stamping on some of the pages. So I thought I'd get the etc. Tim Holtz set out. Thought there's a few interesting things on this which I thought would make quite cool stamping. So I want to stamp on these pages. So just quite liked that thinking, do I want to go brown or yeah, so I am thinking just putting ink along the top there and down there, and then we'll just place that down on there. Like it. I like how that looks. And then I might just have that in the corner. Yeah, like that. So I want to do a similar thing on the back page. I think that's worked really well. I might do it differently. There we are. That is what I was looking at. Get there, get there. Yep, like that. It's quite thin paper, this. This is just ordinary copier paper, so some of the ink has come through to the other side. Never bothers me that. So gonna do some stamping on the back of this one. So I might do ink up the lot, and then we'll just do that sort of thing. There we go, just a bit of a hint. Going on there. Quite a lot going on there. Don't need to do that one. I'll do this one. I might get a block now. Just because that's harder to ink up. I might ink that on there, so we've got a bit on either side. So when it's in like that, I've got a bit there. That was between them, wasn't it? Don't honestly remember, Jez. Yeah, that works. So, but I want something on the outside, quite like that. Little address there. I think that goes down quite nicely. And love that. And then on the back, bit of that. Okay. I think that might need a bit going on there. So then we'll do a bit over there. Yeah. I might do another little envelope on that. Yeah. So then do another envelope on there. Then I can show you how I did the envelope. Yeah, so that's my stamping. So let me show you how I did the envelope. Right, so I use my envelope punch board. You can make envelopes without. I've got one, so I'll use it. That was where I was thinking I'd have an envelope. I think that's a good colour. Yeah, I love that one. So I did the 5x3. I might go slightly smaller and do 3x4. Shall I? Or 3x4.5. Let's do 3x4.5. So that's 6.5 inch square. So there we go. 6.5 inch square. And I need 2 3/4. I'm going to put my glasses on just to make sure, because if you get this wrong, you're wrong. 2 3/4. That is correct. So you put this up here at the 2 3/4 mark, and that's where you punch and score. And now you just look at the score line that you've made, and you punch and score, and you do that all the way around. And this is going to give us a nice sort of coin envelope, like so. I'm going to do, you've got a corner rounder here, that gives you some nice ends to the envelope, and then we can fold and burnish. And that'll go on there nicely. So I think we'll probably go that way up. So that will be the top. That will be the bottom. Here, what I do is I get my ruler and I'll go this way. And I line up where the two cross, like that. Take my bone folder and I fold it up. and then we know where that folds back, and then that is the centre. That will get, yeah, that will get stuck down, and that's our opening that's going to flap over. So that's that bit. And then it needed inking, so I took my blending brush and I just inked up. So when that's closed, it looks fine. It looks like it's coffee stained, possibly. And then of course it all needs inking, so then we go round and ink all of the edges. I'm going to glue this one down first. Of course you don't have to do this bit. Some people don't mind white, so if you don't mind the white showing, you don't even need to ink that bit. I'm just a bit fussy, and I don't like the white, so I like to cover it all up. There we go. And then we ink along there. Come in a little bit. And ink along that bit. Not ink, glue. Just satisfied I've got enough glue on there. And then it gets stuck down. And then I go all the way around the edge of this flap. And then I come up the inside of that one. Don't put any glue on there, because if you glue it there, you can't get anything down the envelope. And that I'm going to put on there. I might add some more decorating there. So then I need another one for there. As well, so I can make that one off camera because you have now seen that. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 nice big sort of journaling cards to go in these bits. I can only go to the edge of that sewing, so may as well do them 5 inches. 5 inches tall. So I'll do 5 by 3.5. I think we'll go 5 by 3.5. I'm going to write that down before I forget. So journaling cards, 4 times 5 by 3.5. That's them done. Then in here, do I want it to sit inside there? Yeah, shall we go 4? Or should we go 4 1/4? We'll go 4 1/4 by 3.5. Just think this will help make this process a little bit quicker. I'm going to do tags for here. I'm going to go 5.5 inches tall by, I might sit something else in this. Shall we go 5.5 by 3? Yep. Gonna go slip into here 4 3/4. I might have it so it sticks out a bit. So I might do 3 1/2. So that it actually sticks out of here a little bit. So I have a masterboard made, so I could use that, or I could look through my stash and see if I've got any this size. No, let's cut up my masterboard. So I made this on the retreat. I think this might do them all if I'm lucky. So I had some very nondescript book pages. I often put them together when I'm just sort of like fiddling and can't think of anything to do to make a substrate. And then I've gone over this side in vintage paper. I would have added more to it, but I'm thinking now I'm just going to cut it up. That's what I'm going to do, just cut it up. Okay, so all of those cards are now ready and in place. So I am gonna shape them before I decorate them. So I was trying to decide if I was going to sew them. So I've got this punch. It's one of my favourite punches. It's the very best trio punch from Stampin' Up. It has a thing there for making slanted tag tops and a fancy one, and then a little slot there. I like them for shaping journaling cards. You could just go round with a hole punch and make them so I might do a bit of both. I might use my big corner punch. Let's make this one just corner punched, and I will ink round that and add a bit more to it. So that's just gone round with a corner punch. I might do this little one then with this punch, so it gives it, I think you see there the sort of shape it gives. You need to turn it over to do the other side so it matches, and then likewise a little turn for that side. It is asking it to go through quite a lot there, so I need 2 hands. Oh no, I didn't need on that one. So that is the shape you get. So I like that shape. I think it's very cool. So that is now the only other difference then we've got is this is going to be a tag. So I put that in, I sort of eyeball it to the center and press, and that gives you that. You could now just round the corners, but I like my fancy punch top, and then I like to do rounded corners at the bottom. I like to do the small one to go with the top because I think it matches that top there. So I think that's a nice tag shape there. These are the ones that I made off camera. I think I saved these as well. I've got a little egg cup on my desk that my youngest made years and years ago. So I just keep that there, and then I put them all in it. I'm just going to round the corners of these so that it slips nice and easy in and out. This is now really quite stiff, so it's got the like 1950s Reader Digest book pages in the middle. We've got vintage of various weights on this side, and then brown packaging. I went with brown packaging so that it matched the inside of the pocket there. Not pocket, you know, cover. So I like that. So that's sticks out a bit, so you can pull. I might add a tab yet to it. And whilst I was off camera, I just added some tea dyed. This is lined paper. Some of it's just ordinary tea dyed, some of it's got lines to put in these envelopes rounded the corners so that it slips in nicely. And I will add to those, I've got some paper clips that I just aged with some alcohol ink, so just pop those over. I may make them a bit pretty. I might just leave them like that, and then I can tuck something up there if I want. I haven't put any like vintage documents in these at all. I'm going to make these pretty and fancy because they're in the center, and that's what you're going to see. And I will probably put some clusters on here. So that's what I need to do. Now you don't need to see me to do this side because it's all exactly the same. So I'm going to get on and do those off camera. So let's have a little look at what I might do, and then I can finish off the rest off camera. So obviously it has to be inked because that is how I roll. Now I did deliberately put her there, but as this is going to be a sort of a general vintage eclectic sort of journal, I'm not sure if that's in the right theme. Now I do have some ready-made clusters, so I could save a bit of time. I have videos on making these things, so I could save a bit of time and use some that I've already made. Now I have some with paper dolls and some with butterflies. I've got a snippet roll there as well. So I think if I'm going to go, I don't think I want to mix paper dolls and butterflies. I think I want to I'd stick to the same sort of style. I was wondering, have I got enough butterflies? I seem to have an abundance of butterflies. I think I did a mass make, and I made a load with butterflies, and actually I've probably got enough to do the whole of this journal, even some little butterflies. That certainly looks like that's probably enough. I haven't got enough with paper dolls to do the rest of it, so yeah, I think we might go down that trip. And that's one of the beauties of sort of mass making and having loads of things on hand ready, is that now I can finish this journal in double quick time by adding these now. Now it's got a bit of blue. Oh, I could stick that down there as a bit of a cluster. Oh, I like that. And then what we're going to stick on, that's a different colour blue. We got one with a better blue. We don't have one with a better blue. Oh well, we don't have to have a blue. We could have a bit of blue. Yeah, that might be a possibility. I'm just going to place them for now and see how we go. Oh, let me just check what butterfly I used on that. Oh, it was different. So we've got a lot of green in that one. Could do that. Might add some little bits on this. Oh, some lovely deep blues here. Stick that on there. I could do a round one. That'd be a bit different. Although it's more that dark colour, isn't it? I think that needs a bit of something else behind. It's quite light. Might put something else behind that. But that's looking good. On there. We could put anything because, oh, that doesn't match. It's been hidden. So might use that because it's got all that nice vintage paper underneath. Don't really need too much. Might add a bit of stamping. Oh, now we've got two there that are kind of matching. Oh, I could put both those. One's going one way, one's going the other. Hopeful and friendship. Like that, same butterfly. Could go in different directions. That might work there. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Something for in here. That one needs another nice blue. That is the darkest blue we got. Do like these vellum ones. I think they're very cool. That's nice. She needs a bit more. And then, so most deaf have enough. And that's that. So I've definitely got enough. Some of these little, oh, I might put that on there. Yeah, I think I like that. So yeah, that's what I liked. Also give me an idea. I might rustle up a few more of these to go on these sort of pockets as little clusters. Now I've got the ideas there. I can do them easily. I've got plenty of these butterflies sort of ready. So that is what I'm going to do to finish this off. I'm going to I'm going to do the decorating to I'll do that in a separate video. Decorating the inside cover and putting on a closure we'll do in a separate video, I think. So this is getting quite long, so you know where I'm going with it. So I'll get them done. We'll call that done for today, and I will show you. I'm not sure that I want much on the front, and I'll show you the flip through with the next video as well, I expect. Okay, thanks for joining me. This has been quite long, but I virtually did a whole journal in this episode. So yeah, I'll link to making the cover down below if I remember, and if not, there'll be a playlist, probably Teabag journal. And so thanks for joining me, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.